In our previous episode, we talked about, in part 3, the word no. So I hope you like this other segment, which we talk about positive anger. We can use anger in a positive way. It's not anger to another person, it's anger that I'm going to show that I can do this. And it's not proving, because he's not trying to prove to his father that he's any good, because he's not watching him anyway. But he's going to say that the energy in me that I feel rejected, I'm going to show my kids that they're not going to be rejected. And what a beautiful energy comes out of that. So if someone or a group in the past has rejected you, and you keep that inside, it is that energy, and it's almost like acceptance. Because if somebody rejects you for whatever reason, and you want to be accepted, you'll be spending your whole life to try to find out how to get out of that. And every life event will almost confirm that maybe they were right. The job that I wanted to get, my dream job, I didn't get, so I had to settle for something else. Or perhaps in your earlier years, if you were single for a long period of time, it may suggest that people rejected you because you're hard to work with other people, and you may not think that, but if you're looking for it, it almost is a confirmation that, hey, maybe they were right. If you failed on an exam, at one point your academic ability was challenged. Whatever the reason was, if you keep that rejection energy inside, you're always going to be looking for maybe it's a confirmation. So the idea is to send that energy back where it came from. Because again, when something is rejecting you, Spirit is trying to show you that it is that point that you may decide to change your identity, to start changing and shifting the way people would see you favorably. And that's not always the best thing. You just be yourself. By being yourself, you will always remember who you are when you stay true to yourself. The moment you start changing the blueprint of who you are, then you have to start remembering what you did so that other people will like you. And in time, this is the profile that we talked about, does not exist. You will end up forgetting, and because people change, people from high school will then go to university and then move on in life after that. And so people will change the profile from other people as they change. So the profile you are trying to fall into, if you accept this rejection because you're trying to be accepted, the profile that you will eventually be a master at in being, they have already moved on to another profile. It's like a moving target. It's not always optimal when you're trying to prove someone that you can do this, because you're still trying to prove you to yourself. If you know what you do and who you are, then all it is, okay, at this time they don't agree with me, and that's okay. There are a lot of things that I do that people don't agree with. When we use the energy of anger, at least in the early part, it's actually very positive if you use it in the right way. Like joy, like anger, like many other emotions, these are all energies that are within you. Most times people will say, oh, don't be angry, calm down. Not always the best part, because sometimes this anger will prompt you to make you more determined. I've been told by so many people that this can't be done, or I can't do it for whatever reason, but I see in my mind that I can do this. So if I'm seeing it in my mind, and that's what you can do as one technique, look inside of your mind when you got your eyes closed. Do you see a successful completion to this? You can actually see it. Yes, I can see it. I just got to turn this into reality. Well, then that's the only vision you need. And it's not proving, it's just seeing a vision and then going for that vision no matter what other people say. I had the vision when I opened up Phoenix Business Exchange. It's a business group that I started about 5 years ago. I saw the vision of always using Zoom, even from the very beginning. Even though people were coming together personally in the restaurants and in all of the venues that we went to, I saw Zoom, I saw this medium also being there. It took more computer savvy, it needed to have more equipment, and sometimes the Wi-Fi wouldn't work, and we had to go through that challenges to see how we could pick up Wi-Fi and other things so that people from the outside can still zoom in to the meeting. We were laughed at by a few groups that we were doing that because it is the most expensive way to run a meeting. There's nothing better than just to get a group of people together and you just start talking and have a meeting. As soon as you start getting into technology, right away there's computers involved, there's speakers involved, there's microphones involved, there's Wi-Fi, and it's a lot more work. And this is why that people were shaking their head in other groups. They didn't understand it. They thought it was a good idea, but it would not be worth all the trouble that it was. But soon they realized that when COVID hit about a year and a half ago, in 2020, when COVID hit and we couldn't do meetings personally, we had to go to some kind of a virtual forum. Well, by that point, we had over 1,200 meetings under our belt over the years by working out all of the bugs, working out all of the different things to make Zoom work. And we just flowed right into it. So for us, it was very easy. While other groups struggled for a long time to figure, how are we going to do this? We've never done virtual. And all of a sudden things changed. But I saw the vision in the very beginning. So I didn't conform to other people's vision of who or what I should do with the group that I started. So in doing all of that, look for the vision that you get. The anger that you are maybe feeling that other people saying that you can't do something. Revisit that and now use the energy of that anger to move you forward. So every time when you come home after work and you're down and the things that you tried to do that day really had a very low impact or no impact, or you hardly had anything done and you're not seeing really any positive impact coming from it, you will need this extra anger energy just to say that there's no way that I'm giving up, and to show these people that have doubt in me that I was wrong and they were right. So sometimes in an early stage, anger is a good thing when used properly. It is that using that emotion, that anger, to move you forward. Now, this is one of the reasons why I had such a great success in my moving business and then in my furniture business in the past, because I had fueled it with anger just to keep it moving, keep it going. Whatever happened, I just forged ahead. And there was that anger. That would not work for me today, because my spiritual energy and my powers are now shifting to other things, to other energies that float me in that way. Using anger now would be very difficult. But in the beginning, as people are going through their business, people are going through their lives, if you use a little bit of that anger that you're getting and filtering it through to make things happen, that is a positive thing. Stay tuned to part 5 in this rejection series, where we take that rejection energy and we help you clear some of it through meditation.